Hi everybody, Dan Illman here, kicking off the 50-cent pick 5 at Santa Anita on Sunday with race number 6, the Grade 3 Chillingworth, fillies and mares going 6.5 furlongs on the main track. The purse for this race is $100,000. Let's take a look at this field. I just want to remind you that DRF Cash Grab from Daily Racing Form wants to boost your bankroll with free money. DRF Cash Grab is our sports predictor app that includes horse racing trivia, prediction games, and more. Download the DRF Cash Grab app in the App Store or Google Play Store. Start predicting, start winning. The Grade 3 Chillingworth features last year's Breeders' Cup filly and mare sprint winner CC, who on her best day is simply the best horse in this race. She's banked over $2.2 million in her career. But I can understand anyone that looks at this race may want to go for a bit of a price, because the two, quote, best, unquote, horses in the race, CC and Under the Stars, are coming off rather poor-looking running lines. We'll dissect them in a moment. Let's take a look at the Timeform US pace projector for this race. The horse with the best early speed, according to Timeform US, is a very fast horse. That's the 6, My Destiny. The question with My Destiny is if she's good enough to win a race like this, and if she can stretch her speed to 6.5. She has won at 6.5 in the past, a maiden claimer at Churchill Downs a couple of years ago. She's fast, she's in good form, and that blue bar scenario from Timeform US, which favors horses on or near the early lead, helps her out at a big price. Maybe she's one you can use, at least underneath. The number 1 in here is Teddy's Barino, and you can see that Teddy's Barino can be close to the pace from a pace perspective. She is on an absolute roll. This is a Calbred that's won 4 consecutive races, and we're going to watch her most recent start going a 2-turn mile in the Tranquility Lake at Del Mar, a race in which she conceded the lead to the favored runner-up. She sat a nice trip in the pocket inside. She went on the attack at about the 5/16 pole, and she is game to run down the favorite in the shadow of the wire. She got a figure for this race, a 91 Beyer speed figure, and the connections could have been tempted to stretch her out in the 1.16 Zenyatta, but they've decided to cut her back in distance, and why not? The last time she sprinted on dirt, she was a pretty easy winner of a Calbred, one other than allowance race. Teddy's Barino does have good tactical speed. I think she can be close to the pace, and I like that she was able to relax inside in that 2-turn race last time out. She draws the rail here and perhaps might end up in behind horses once again. The 2 Under the Stars is one of the better and more accomplished horses in this race. Nothing went right for her last time out in the Grade 3 Torrey Pines, so while the running line looks awful, you might want to give her a break. She really wasn't ready for the start, and this is a horse that can be close to the pace. She didn't break well, she ended up behind a slow pace, and she never picked up her feet in a race won by her stablemate Midnight Memories in gate-to-wire fashion. While she did win the Summertime Oaks and looked good doing so 2 starts back at a 1.16 Under the Stars has also done well sprinting. She's won her last 2 starts sprinting, including the Grade 2 Santa Anita earlier this year. I like that Baffert's experimenting with Under the Stars, cutting her back in distance in this race. I think the Torrey Pines, a race off a little bit of a layoff, was a race in which she might have been short anyway. I'm expecting the real Under the Stars to show up on Sunday. CC is the number 3. 4 triple-digit Beyer speed figures in her career, over $2 million in the bank. Breeders' Cup winner, multiple Grade 1 stakes winner, and she just bombed last time out at Saratoga in the Ballerina. I personally don't think she handled the track at Saratoga at all. It seemed a bit speed-friendly that day. CC was last and in between horses on the backstretch, tried to come 4 wide 5-path on the turn, and flattened out late. It just seemed like a tiring testing track. CC came back with a lot of kickback on her, and it just wasn't her race. Her prior start 2-back was more like it, a triple-digit Beyer speed figure against much weaker competition at Gulfstream Park and the Princess Rooney, and she's adaptable from any kind of pace standpoint. She's simply the horse to beat. She's also 3-5 on the morning line and has to answer the question of that last race. Was that enough of an excuse? Maybe not liking the track on a speed-favoring track against a pretty promising winner. Maybe that is not enough of an excuse to take a short price. Cover Vision is 20-1. She's cutting back in distance. She ran in the Dark Mirage last time out. She never picked up her feet. She's a horse that doesn't break well from the gate, and that could hurt her as she turns back in distance in a race without much pace. She has been banging around for a while over the circuit. She just seems to be in a bit too tough. Scenic Masterpiece is a horse that I think has a little bit of ability. The problem is she just doesn't break out of the gate very well. Her race at Del Mar 2 starts back was pretty good, third in a first level allowance. She bobbled at the start. She tracked 5 wide on the back stretch. She was 4 wide all the way through the turn, and then she didn't change leads in the stretch. She seems green. Last time out, she got wired in a slow-paced race over a speed-friendly track. I think she does have some ability. Her only win has come on turf, however, and I just think these horses might be a bit too tough for her at this point in her career. And My Destiny, the expected pace setter from Timeform US, well, she's in very good form. Let's watch her last race. Now, this is only a 12,500 starter allowance at Los Alamitos, but she showed good early speed from the start. She brushed off a challenge at the top of the long straight, and she kept right on rolling along to win with a 77 Beyer speed figure. She's stakes placed earlier in her career, but she's never faced these sort of horses. If Hector Berrios can get to the front and back down the fractions, at a giant price, My Destiny might be able to last for a minor award at the very least. She is in very, very good form. CC is a horse I've always been a big fan of. I can't take her at a very short price in this race. I do think Under the Stars is going to run a lot better than she did last time out, but I do want to go with a horse that I believe has some upside potential, and that's the number 1 Teddy's Barino. It's possible we've seen Under the Stars' best. It's possible we've seen CC's best. I'm not sure if we've seen Teddy's Barino's best, and her last was pretty good. She'll be my top pick in the Grade 3 Chillingworth, a race that features Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint winner CC. Good luck.